You're listening to Rivals of the East.
Welcome back to Rivals of the East. Host Buzz with co-host Sean. We're back in action, Sean. What the hell's been going on, dude? Like, everything's falling apart for the Dolphins. The Patriots are under 500. Both teams still alive in the playoff hunt. Tua's in concussion protocol again. Christmas is over with. We're on to 2023, as Bill would say. Dude, there's a lot to talk about and get into in this episode since the last time we recorded. But, I'm going to start with you and just say, what are your thoughts over the last 4 weeks, Sean? What's been going on in the mind of Sean?
I think it's summarized with one singular play for the whole year, and that would probably be Patriots driving to tie a game or take the lead against the Raiders with minutes left in the game. And Ramondre Stevenson flips the ball back after a big run to Jacoby Myers, who laterals it backwards to Chandler Jones for an interception to seal the game.
Don't forget who trucked Mac Jones into oblivion on his way for the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's almost like he's a defensive end. It's weird.
I like how Mac Jones did take accountability for being put in a position he should have never been in to begin with. But that sounds like the whole Patriot offense this year.
I was about to say, it sounds like they're coaching.
Old Fatty P. But
put Mac in a position he shouldn't be in. Yeah.
He's seeing mac and cheese. Sean, so the Raiders game, obviously wheels fell off as usual. The Dolphins have fallen off a friggin' cliff. We were 8-3. We go to the Niners. We lose to the 49ers. Next week, we're in prime time. Tua plays horribly. The Dolphins lose to the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert throws for 400 yards almost on us. So we lose that one. Tua goes 10 for 28. Worst completion percentage since I don't even know when. Then we go into the next week. You're thinking, well, we'll bounce back because we're going to play the Bills in a tough game. Maybe this is our chance. And so it's always knew it was going to be tough. And the Bills were much healthier this time. It was a 2-point game last time. So let's see where it lands. We run the ball pretty well. We're going to talk more in depth each week over week here in just a few minutes. But Miami, basically, we lose that thanks to terrible play calling and subpar play. Bills win that game in freezing cold weather. It was a 32-29. And so last second field goal as the Bills went, 90 yards for a scoring drive and 6 minutes almost off the clock, or 4 minutes or something. And you think as a Miami fan, okay, we're 8-6. We're playing against a weak, hobbly Green Bay Packers team rolling into South Gardens, Florida there in Miami. It was in the 30s, I guess. And so Packers were playing pretty bad the first half. And then the Dolphins, it's 20-20 going into the fourth. The Packers wind up making halftime adjustments. McDaniel doesn't make any surprise. And then all of a sudden, Sanders misses a field goal, Sean. The Packers get the ball. They kick a field goal. And Tua throws on back-to-back-to-back drives. Interception. Well, we wound up losing that game 26-20 to the Packers. Now we're on a 4-game losing skid. Oh, what happens the day after the game? Oh, Tua goes back to concussion protocol for the second time this year. Third instance with his head. He's done. If anybody is listening to this, if you think Tua's coming back, he ain't. He's done. The Dolphins are on a 4-game losing skid. We got a big game coming up with the Patriots, and I'll get your quick recap as well from the Patriots, Sean, for the last 4 weeks. But I have zero faith rolling in with Skylar Thompson or Teddy Bridgewater. It's going to be Teddy Bridgewater getting majority reps Wednesday and Thursday as of this recording or for the week. Patriots are going to win. They're going to bounce back, get to 500, I think. But that's the 4 weeks that the Dolphins have had. 0-4 in the month of December. First time since 1993. Okay. And by the way, Tua throwing those 3 fourth-quarter interceptions joins Miami legendary quarterback Chad Henne. First time since 2009. But Sean, what about the 4 weeks the Patriots have had? Roller coaster of emotions, right?
It's been on the same trajectory going down into the trash cans since Thanksgiving. It's literally just been consistently. The offense has gotten worse. I think they've hit their peak with how bad they could play on offense. Defense has put up more points than the Patriots offense.
I don't buy that.
Look
Special teams included, maybe.
Yeah. No.
Marcus Jones,
The Patriots defense has 7 scores. Patriots offense has 7 scores.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
What the hell is up with that? Is Matt Patricia playing chess?
So we're really just looking on into free agency. The bigger questions being asked. Now there's controversy with, is Bill staying? Is Bill keeping Matt in place? Because it's just not working. It's been a utter disaster. Mac Jones has regressed. It's hard to say because the tools he has receiving wise subpar, and then you take an offensive coordinator that I think is hindering him. He's getting frustrated. Trent Brown's liking tweets of, Brady or Garoppolo coming back. So it's the wheels have fallen off the wagon. And honestly, it doesn't really even matter if they beat the Dolphins. No, it really doesn't.
They will.
It really doesn't.
Because it doesn't matter, Sean. They will. And, is Matt Patricia really an offensive coordinator? No. He's not. Will Bill make adjustments in the coming weeks? I think a little bit.
Not offensively. Not the thing that matters. Not the thing that matters. Nothing of
substantial difference, probably, but he's going to tweak a few things. He'll probably say, run to the left and start to the right, or something like that. I think the big changes, of course, are going to be the offseason. But, we don't have anything, Sean. We don't have any first-round picks. We're stuck with Tua. And I don't care if anybody believes. Listen, if you're a Tua supporter, God bless you. I am a Miami Dolphins supporter. Tua sucks. All right? Tua flat out sucks. He's got no arm. He has very bad read progressions. And in case you don't know, we're going to finish with a Brian Flores-led team record by the end of this season. Win, lose, or draw, these last 2 games, it'll be no better off than last season or the season before that. And how much money did we spend to get Tyreek Hill, who, by the way, Tyreek Hill is absolutely worth every penny. Tyreek Hill is worth all the draft picks we spent on him. But believe it or not, with Tua Tagovailoa behind center, we're still limiting Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and this offense. Mike McDaniel, is he legitimate head coach? No, I don't think so. Is he a pretty good offensive coordinator? Yeah, I'll give him that. He's a pretty good offensive coordinator. I'll watch the All-22. I watch the film breakdown. We get guys open. Is he better than Matt Patricia? Of course. Nathaniel Hackett was better than Matt Patricia, and we all know that he just got fired. So I would say, Sean, you and the Patriots are in a much better position going into these next few weeks because they have options after this season's over. What are they going to do? We had the conversation earlier. They're probably the most interesting team heading into the offseason because they're going to have cap space. They're going to have different moves they can make for offensive coordinator, or what are they going to do about quarterback? You just don't know. So these next 2 weeks will give you an idea. We have zero, zilch, nada. Bradley Chubb, who we traded for, broke his hand. Yeah, broke his hand, so he's not playing anymore. Tua's concussed again. 3rd time within 3.5 months, by the way. So I'm sure that he's going to be getting a lot of mileage out of that McGruber Blu-ray. So what do we do, man? You guys at least have something. You have capital. You have draft position. We don't even have but a second, 2/3, and a 5th. We got nothing. We have a bag of great value Doritos. We don't have name brand, Sean. There's been rumors going around. Do we Do we bring back Tua because obviously we're in cap hell because we just paid, I don't know, Bradley Chubb a bunch of money and Byron Jones is going to be gone. And we still got to pay him and X and, all these other guys. Wilkins wants to get re-signed. We need defensive help. We got no linebackers. We can clear 50 mil in cap, no problem. But, I know I'm rambling. I don't really care. I'm just sick of this team. Like, we go 8-3, you're 8-7. We gotta beat the Patriots, and the Patriots, of course, in New England. I would trust that over this team right now. We can't run the ball with Raheem Slostert. We can't, go through a read. We made the Packers defense look like Super Bowl caliber defense, Sean. At least you guys have, got some semblance of a defense with Uche coming on and Judon second in the league in sacks. It's just there's a lot that you can say that New England can do. Miami can't do too much, man. And I agree. I think Mac will be back next year. I don't think Matt Patricia will be back. What do you think?
Um, you hear a lot of Bill Belichick putting it on himself for the offense, and I think at some point he's just gonna have to sit there and go, "Look, I made a mistake. It's not working. Will he keep him some kind of condition? Maybe he's the Ernie Adams where he's working for the team, but you don't really see him, but he's helping them make critical decisions during the game. Probably, maybe player personnel. He's not. He's just not. He's not offense. In fact, he could potentially be back in a defensive position because it's possible that Gerard Mayo could be departing. So
Really?
you might see him. You might see him working with Steve Belichick on the defense again, which I mean that makes sense. Yeah, Gerard Mayo the past 2 years has been in head coaching opportunities, and he turned them down so he could sit back and get another year under his belt.
Hey,
So
do you think he gets the Denver job?
no,
No?
I don't think he's a head coach.
Okay. You think he's DC?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a defensive coordinator.
Gotcha. Well, I guess we'll see where the chips fall with that. Which, I mean, I guess I could see the staff is going to get a little bit of a shakeup in New England. Bill's not going anywhere. So, by the way, if any Patriots fans think that Bill Belichick should be gone, do yourself a favor and jump off a bridge because, quite frankly, that's the stupidest take I've ever heard in my life. Bill Belichick is not the problem. He's not perfect, okay? I got a lot of respect for the guy. Not only is he, one of the most winningest coaches of all time, he's got balls. He ain't afraid to cheat. He doesn't care if he gets caught or not. He'll do it again. He's done it multiple times. The guy's got cojones. He's not afraid to see the field for what it is, and I got to respect that. Do I like him? No. But it doesn't matter. He's won games, he's won Super Bowls, regardless of what you think, and he knows what he needs to do this offseason. I think he and Kraft are probably already talking about it. Patricia won't be there, Sean. I firmly believe that. I could see Jimmy G realistically coming to New England. I mean, he is getting injured again, the Bill specialty, right? Injured player, playing well. Nobody's going to pick him up for a big contract, probably. So maybe he takes a little bit of a pay cut. What do you think about that?
Maybe he gives some competition to Mac Jones. Mac Jones gets down, then you still have an option. It's all
Right.
about money because he took a lot of money to be putting on the same numbers as he is. But it's possible that the 49ers now look at Brock Purdy because Shanahan's been looking for every reason to get rid of Garoppolo for the past few years. So it's
Which,
possible.
by the way, Brock Purdy, man, he's actually good.
Yeah, he's looking a little better than potentially Garoppolo at this point because if he's young, you just want to see that progression, and that gives you hopes that his ceiling could be higher.
Yeah,
So it is possible.
he's not a franchise quarterback like you would think, but in that system with those, stars around him, with that talent, with that scheme, you honestly couldn't ask for a better kind of quarterback. He's a good game manager. He gets the job done. He's got grit. He's got the locker room behind him. So kudos to San Francisco for him coming out the gate and, of course, beating the Dolphins in his very first NFL start after Garoppolo gets his foot broken. But I want to talk Dolphins here for a few minutes, Sean. We've kind of had a wild last 4 weeks. You've obviously seen some of the games. We lost a heartbreaker to the Bills. Tua poops the bed against the Packers. You had a bad game in prime time against the Chargers, which Herbert ended the debate of who's the better quarterback. Don't anybody ever say ever again that Tua is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert, which, by the way, the Chargers won tonight. So they are still firmly in the playoffs in a game ahead of us. I and the San Francisco game kind of started it. But, to me, Sean, I just mentioned earlier on my tirade, we don't have a lot of options. We really don't. We have no draft capital. We've picked up another big contract with Bradley Chubb, who didn't produce anything coming to Miami. We have a depleted secondary. X has regressed really bad. Byron Jones is not coming back. Anybody who says he's coming back, he ain't coming back. And so I'm looking at this team like our offensive line is not good. We need a right tackle. We need another offensive tackle. We need an actual center. Connor Williams, he's a good backup, but he's just not a true center. Yeah, we need linebackers. We need a running back to complement Jeff Wilson because Mostert's gone after this year. I mean, we've got the best wide receiver duo possibly in the NFL talent-wise. Well, who's getting him the ball? Tua's not doing it. I mean, you can look at this and say, well, look what Tua did against the Bears and the Lions and, some of these awful defenses. Like, they were all ranked on average 27th in the NFL. And then we play the 49ers, the Chargers, the Bills when they're healthy, and now the Packers. You lose all four. I think there was a stat that I sent you, Sean, that was for Tua's first 10 weeks, he had a passer rating of 118, first in the NFL. Passing touchdown interception was 18 to 3, tied first in the NFL. The last 6 weeks of the season, 84 passer rating, ranked 24th, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks, 21st in the NFL. So I'm going to ask you, you being an unbiased New England fan, and me being an unbiased Miami fan, let's talk realistically here. Tua's got his 3rd concussion. He's in protocol now. He's not playing in New England. Even if he does, he's not getting any reps, so he's not even prepared. Is he coming back, do you think, to Miami next season?
Yeah. Yep. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. I don't see a scenario where
even with this injury.
I don't. Yeah. They don't care. I mean, they showed they didn't care the first 2 times. So what difference does it make for a 3rd one? They got a receiver that's coaching on the sideline that had 3 in a smaller span of time. They don't care.
Now, here's the bigger question. Does Miami get full-on desperate, make some big cuts? We get up to 55, 60 million cap. And we'll talk about it next episode, how Miami could do that, because I firmly believe the season's over. So if you were looking at that, Miami could make one play at quarterback. Lamar Jackson, unrestricted free agent. He's ready to move on. He's talked to Miami the last year. Very friendly in South Florida from Miami. So, and I'm going to be flat out honest with you. Is Lamar Jackson the greatest quarterback in the NFL? No. Would Lamar Jackson, with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, make an MVP caliber season happen? Hell yeah, it would. I think they're going to go for Lamar Jackson this offseason, Sean. That's my hot take.
0.0 chance.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think there's a shot in hell.
I think we're going to be desperate enough to do that.
I think that guy turning down the contract he was already offered, if you're, concerned about the money they may pay Tua, easily going to be like 12 more million, I think, a year.
You can't. Well, the thing is, you can't pay Tua. He can't be here. He's already at his ceiling. He's already overachieved. Sean, I called you. I watched that Chargers game film. I've watched film every single week. See, this is the problem. Is everybody wants to sit there and play armchair quarterback when they just watch the game. They're not watching film and say, Tua looked pretty good. Y'all are just haters. That's not how that works. I'm watching film. There's guys open. But what does he do? Dude, he's in the same. Here's a fun fact for everybody. This is the same offense that Brian Flores made. Did you know that? It's the same offense. The only thing different is we added Tyreek Hill, and the first read on a quarter of the playbook is a deep pass. That's it. Still flats. There's still wheel routes. There's still a slant. Every single play. You don't believe me? Go back and watch the opening drive of the last few games. Hit a slant to Jalen Waddle against Green Bay, 84 yards. That's a Flores design play. They ran that multiple times with Waddle. Oh, there's another one there. First play of the San Francisco game. Sherfield, slant, 12 yards over the middle. Takes it to the house, 74-yard touchdown. It's all the same. So he's already at a ceiling. We got nothing left to do for next season. Nothing's going to change. That's the issue. So to me, it's a frustrating outlook because you're sitting here at 8-3 trying to get to the playoffs, and we knew New England was struggling, but Miami's sitting at 8-3. Now we're 8-7, clawing for our life. Now Tua goes to concussion protocol. We got, Teddy Bridgewater may be able to beat the Patriots, maybe, but I don't think so with how the defense has been playing for them. It'll come down to a dog fight, and I would choose New England in that case because of lately. As long as they don't turn the ball over, they'll win. So I don't know, Sean. I don't know what options we got for the next offseason, but clearly big matchup coming up. What's your predictions going on? What do you think is going to happen with Patriots Dolphins?
Pitiful game. It's going to be 17-19.
Patriots
lose.
Patriots, they're not going to lose. They ain't going to lose, bro. They ain't going to lose. We are going to turn the ball over too many times.
I said that the last two games where they could have taken the lead. Yeah.
Well,
teams have thrown up on themselves, and they still. So it got to the point where it was taking Hail Marys for them to even get back into the game.
Bengals scored 0 second half points, Sean.
Yeah, and that wasn't because of the Patriots defense. That was because of penalties, stupid, careless plays. T. Higgins, one-handed catch, wide open, no one on him. Two hands. No, he wanted to make the highlight reel catch, and he reached out with one hand. Makes no sense. Tried to Odell Beckham it.
Listen,
there's a reason why Odell Beckham hasn't done it, but that's besides the point.
Hey, I gave you a chance to cherry pick a stat, but you turned it down, so that's on you. I will say this, though. I mean, New England was in it until you guys fumbled right there in the red zone. If you don't fumble, see, here's the thing. New England, they can't recover from turnovers. That's the problem. If you guys don't turn the ball over, it's pretty solid.
The Patriots offense is an offense that anytime there's a setback on any given drive, it's already done. It's already done because they're already – so anytime they have a false start and they're already backed up, they can just – when you have to call two timeouts on a 3rd and 1 and then a 4th and 1 play and then get nothing anyways, or call a timeout and you threw the touchdown anyways and it gets called back because of the timeout was called, it's baffling. They don't even know about the right play to make on the field. Mac Jones is irritated by it. Matt Patricia is too busy scratching his fucking head with the pencil in his ear. He doesn't know what's for lunch. He doesn't know what's on the menu. It's frustrating.
You got to think he's got a go-to place at least if he doesn't know what's for lunch.
Yeah, he's going to go to Wendy's and he's going to get the beer, cheese, and fries. That's what he's got going for him.
Do you approve of that choice?
No, it's disgusting.
Well, there's your answer.
Soggy fries. There you go.
Soggy. Matt Patricia does strike me as a soggy fry lover.
Yeah, maybe some chili on the side.
You think Bill kind of like is one of those guys who he eats pretty healthy around people, but at home he's just a total slob, and he just
No,
eats.
he's a slob.
Just
I
in
know he's a
general,
slob. He's got to be. He's got to be.
I
He
think
just he doesn't know how to program his clock on his truck, but he could tell you exactly what play and what scenario, exactly what they were looking for on the call,
the
just
history
based
of a
off
gunner.
memory. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. He could sit here and write you the direct timeline of history, but can't set a time clock. You know.
Yeah, I firmly believe we're going to lose this game against the Patriots. It's going to be an ugly game, like you said. We're
I think they
probably.
have to. I think the Dolphins have to throw up on themselves, which is possible.
Have
I'm
you
not
not
saying it
watched the last
isn't.
4 weeks?
I mean, it's going to be two teams that are. Who wants to lose it more?
Miami, Miami for sure. You don't throw 3 consecutive interceptions on 3 consecutive drives, Sean. This is the drive summary. Okay, 1 play, 0 yards, pick. 3 plays, 12 yards, pick. 2 plays, 1 yard, pick. 2 of those drives combined were for 3 plays, 3 yards, and 2 picks.
Yeah.
Come on now. So okay. Teddy Bridgewater, which by the way, the last time he started, he got concussed after the very first play of the game. So who knows if Teddy's going to go out with a concussion? He's been concussed twice this year. I mean, we probably should just start Skylar Thompson to see if he's any good or not, so we know for next year. But we're probably going to go in there, and McDaniel is going to do the same thing he's done all year, and he'll run the same try and play, look and feel of that team, and make no adjustments. Bill will adjust. It's going to be close going into the half, probably 10-10. And then in the second half, Bridgewater, unfortunately, will probably throw a pick at a crucial time. And I think Patriots will get a pick six and a field goal on offense. And I think it'll be 2017 Patriots. And I think that's what's really going to do it. Our defense isn't very good, Sean. I know they're not the worst. They've overachieved with some of the things that they've had to overcome this season. We have third string cornerbacks. They can't do any more than what they're doing. They're third stringers. But I just don't see this team rallying behind the barista. And I just watch his press conference and I'm like, I'm looking for something that shows me like, okay, he's going to get the team ready. I trust this guy to be a leader. And I just sit there and I watch his press conference, and it's like if I had to take a drink every time I heard the word dude, I would be trashed 2 minutes into his press conference.
Are you trying to say he should probably take some Toastmaster classes?
Did you know, Sean, that I've actually spoke and presented at a Toastmaster event? Yes. So
I know that.
Mike McDaniel, if you need help, let me know.
If you need help, and I'm not talking about your previous pill and drinking history, but listen. Anyhow, just to exemplify some of it, two teams that just want to lose the game. What if I told you the Patriots converted 2 third downs in the first half of the game, and one of them had to be them recovering their own fumble for a gain of 3 yards? The other one was based off a penalty off the other team, and then they went 3 and out after that. So there was a combined 7 3 and outs in this game. The Patriots were 4 of 14 on third down.
This year, Sean, who misses who more? Does Brady miss Bill more, or does Bill miss Brady more?
Bill misses Brady more. He won't admit it, but you know it.
He just looks frustrated all the time. Was it a Green Bay game? He just kicked the ball that flung down at his feet. Like, what the hell was that, Bill? He's just like, argh! And I'm like, he just seems like a crabby old man who just, it seemed like his wife died.
I don't think it has changed. They'd be up 35-0 with Tom Brady, and he would still be cussing over a formation that was missed.
Yeah, but he could always look back and be like, all right, Tom, you get out there. personally. I that's what I think. I know that, people are saying Brady's going to retire after this year. He's not. I know that people are speculating he could come back to Tampa Bay. He's not. But, Sean Payton is out there saying he wants to coach next season, and he's got Vic Fangio on board with him as his defensive coordinator. There's going to be some really important decisions to be made around the league. Broncos, obviously, vacant. Panthers,
And
no.
am I wrong that I heard that Harbaugh is out of Baltimore?
John Harbaugh?
Yeah.
I have not heard that.
Am I crazy, or did I hear that? Or maybe I'm hearing stuff.
I think
or
you're
maybe
just
it was
hearing
this old coot I was hearing that he said Baltimore, but I think he was talking about the Indianapolis Colts because he forgot the fact that, I don't know, maybe 30-something years ago they changed to a different team name.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely God.
No, that's exactly
It's the
what
Colts.
it is.
That's the other.
Yeah,
that's the other
Mike
job.
Reich out.
Frank Reich
and you
is
have Jeff
gone.
Saturday with a god awful team, and the third veteran quarterback that is also god awful, known as Matt Ryan. He's still seeing 28-3.
No, now he's seeing 30-0.
Could that be a potential suitor?
I don't see Peyton
I
going.
don't think that owner meshes, but he is crazy, so it is possible.
But see, I don't think Peyton goes back to the NFC. I think he stays. He goes to the AFC. Now, personally, I said this before. I think it's very highly likely if the Chargers somehow don't make the playoffs, or if they go one and out, one and done in the playoffs. I think the Chargers could fire Staley, and I do see Sean Payton coming into the Chargers with Vic Fangio, and I could see him saying, "You got Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You have weapons there. You have a decent nucleus to the team. Defense can be worked around a little bit, move some pieces. J.C. Jackson will be back. Khalil Mack will probably get a little better.
There's a chance because there's a running back that catches 40 passes a year, and
yes, exactly.
we know Sean Payton has those.
And we got a big, tall, strong quarterback versus Drew Brees, who we all know that was an amazing tandem there.
Hey, full circle. Came from the Chargers. Maybe he's just,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, Sean, but I firmly believe as we head into this final stretch of the season, which it's hard to believe the season's already like winding down like this. I have zero faith in the Dolphins. I have zero faith in this franchise right now. Things will not change until Stephen Ross is no longer the owner. We lost one of our picks to tampering, our first rounders. Then we gave it another first rounder to the Broncos for Bradley Chubb, who breaks his hand.
Great move. Great move.
We have Tua Tagovailoa, who's getting severe brain trauma multiple times this season. I feel bad for Tua the guy. I mean, he's got a family. It's not good to have your head smashed on the ground like that. And his body's just, nothing against the guy. But, think about health. His body's just not made for the NFL. It's just not. I mean, what happens if, he's going to come back again at some point next year? One bad hit. These are hits, Sean. The Green Bay hit, just to touch on this real quick for everybody. The Green Bay hit was just a tackle you would see anybody take. Aaron Rodgers took it 3-4 times in that game. You see quarterbacks take this where the guy will go around your legs and you're throwing the ball as a quarterback. You see him go down.
Pull you down. Yeah.
Well, what does he do? When he goes down, he doesn't go down, face first where he could put his hands down and kind of brace for impact like everybody does. He twists because he's trying to throw the ball, and he lands flat on his back, and his head hits and bounces off the ground. I mean, these are all things, in my opinion, that because of the way his body is, he should emphasize more in his training on how to properly fall. Or he should emphasize more on getting rid of the ball quicker or moving out of the pocket. Get out of the pocket just to run out of bounds if you have to. Stay healthy. Think about your health. Unfortunately, he's just not that guy. He's too injury prone, and here we are.
You also have to think of the studies that said when you have them strung together when you have multiple concussions in a short amount of time, they're easier to get each time.
Yeah.
So it's just going to get worse. It's going to be, like you said, just a normal run-of-the-mill play that you see, and he's going to get a little shaken, and his brain's going to
The
be
Bengals game, prime time, a regular tackle, and he just starts fencing on the ground, and then he's got to go to the hospital. There's a lot of decisions that will be made, and I'm sure I'm going to be pissed off when we lose this game in New England. And I'm sure I'm going to be pissed off when we bring Tua back, not just because it's not going to help us as a franchise, but also because clearly the man probably needs, as LaShawn McCoy said today, he should probably retire because it ain't going to get better. Not with a head injury. It's not like you tore your ACL.
Saying that's coming from a running back.
Yeah. It's not like you tore your ACL and you're trying to come back. It's not like you had like a injury or something like that. I mean, your brain is your brain. You don't recover from that, and it doesn't change. I mean, UFC fighters,
I do just fine.
Yeah. UFC fighters, for example, will tell you, the more you get knocked out, the easier it is to get knocked out. It's just the way it is. And you got to think, I mean, he made $32 million, by the way. If he retired tomorrow, he'd be $32 million richer than he was before he came to the NFL. I think he's pretty well set for the rest of his life.
I think he had money before he even joined the NFL.
Probably. But if one thing's for sure, Sean, he ain't the guy. That this season clearly showed it. He's not the guy. We're going to have to move on. Whether that's this offseason, which we should, in my opinion, try to get to Lamar or somebody. There's slim pickings out there. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, you're going to assume the Patriots lose. I'm going to assume the Dolphins lose. One of us is going to be right. I don't know who it's going to be. Excuse me. But, Sean, I will say we're going to be back with our post-show game, kicking back off again with this big Dolphins-Patriots matchup coming up this week. I think it'll be a little bit different than week 2. It's going to be a little uglier, especially since the Patriots offense is pretty damn ugly. And this Miami team has struggled significantly. And now with Bridgewater coming in, wild card, who knows? Could be Teddy Bridgewater from the Vikings, and we get a run game going, and we do play action and throws for 300 yards, and we win. Or he could get concussed, like the Jets game. First play.
I'm going to go with a lot of intermediate throws to incompletion sprinkled in.
Hey, by the way, Sean, I don't know if you saw this. I texted this to you earlier. Did you know that if the Patriots beat the Dolphins and the Seahawks beat the Jets, and you guys, whether you lose to the Bills, because it'll happen, you're gonna lose to the Bills, but the Jets beat the Dolphins. Okay, did you know the Patriots go as a 7th seed with an 8-9 record?
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. They're not worthy.
Would you feel proud of that?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, by the way, your 2 choices, depending on who wins out, you would either be playing Kansas City or Buffalo.
Get our clocks cleaned early. That'd be great.
A rematch of the century, wild card round, New England and Buffalo.
24-0 in the first quarter.
Josh Allen sits down for the rest of the game by halfway through the second. Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyways, we're going to be back again after this week. Everybody, go ahead and subscribe wherever podcasts are available. You can check us out as well on YouTube. We're trying to grow some subscribers here, so we'd like to start doing some live videos. So if you want to, if you like the show, please give us a share, a comment, a like. Other than that, Sean, anything you want to add to this depressing week ahead?
We're on to the new year.